Hello friends, today we are going to study natural selection. There are four different forces which have influenced human evolution: mutation, natural selection, random genetic drift, and gene flow. Mutation creates new genetic variation in a gene pool. Gene flow and genetic drift alter allele frequencies in a gene pool. Natural selection is the differential survival and reproduction of individual due to differences in phenotype. The idea of natural selection was first suggested by Charles Darwin. Certain individuals gain an advantage over other individuals they are in competition with. These animals are therefore more likely to survive and breed. That is called as natural selection. It is a key mechanism of evolution. Natural selection is the process by which the most adapted individuals produce the most offspring, which in turn carry forward to their offspring the genes that gave their parents the upper edge. This is because the frequency of genes for favorable trait increases in the population. Darwin's theory of natural selection is also called as survival of the fittest. It is based on the fact that natural variation among organisms cause them to differ in their ability to survive and reproduce. These are the stages of natural selection. Initially, there is a variation in traits. For example, some beetles are green in color and some are brown. They have differential reproduction. Not all beetles reproduce to their full potential. Green beetles are eaten, so mainly brown do reproduction. Again, there is a heredity. The brown beetles have brown offsprings because the trait has a genetic basis. This results in the advantageous trait allows the beetle to survive and have more offspring. Over time, if this continues, the whole population will be brown. Survival of the fittest is a phrase which refers to a situation in which only the strongest people or things continue to live or be successful, while others die or fail. Reproduction is a very wasteful process. Animals and plants always produce many offspring than the environment can support. Because many organisms will die. Only those they have better adaptive capacity will survive. So mostly fruit flies produce 200 offspring every 2 weeks. Individual species show lots of variation because of the different genes they inherit. Only the offspring with the genes best suited to their habitat will stay alive and breed successfully. Many animals produce lots and lots of offspring to ensure that at least some will survive and pass on their genes. These are the stages of natural selection. Initially, each species show variation. Then there is a competition within each species for food, living space, water, mate, etc. Only the better adapted members of these species are more likely to survive. Those are called as survival of the fittest. These survivors will pass on their better genes to their offspring, who will also show their beneficial variation. In the natural selection, individuals produce genetically diverse offspring. Then their offspring compete for food, water, and mates and have to avoid predators. Offsprings with few competitive traits which die or reproduce less, while offsprings with many competitive traits survive and reproduce at the expense. The frequency of adaptive trait increases in the population. These are the conditions needed for natural selection to occur: competition, adaptation, variation, overproduction, and speciation. Competition for food, shelter, mate, and living space. So only those who have better adaptability will survive and others will die. Many organisms have developed different adaptations according to changing environment. So only those animals will survive they have adapted. Heritable variability is also responsible for natural selection and ultimately for the evolution. Overproduction, and due to genetic variability, the formation of new species from the old one, that is called as speciation, and it is also responsible for evolution. Natural selection can occur with or without environmental changes. There are three types of natural selection. First, stabilizing selection. This type of natural selection occurs when selective pressure working against two extremes of traits, and therefore intermediate trait is selected. For example, the plants that are very tall are exposed to more wind and are at risk of being blown. Plants that are very short fail to get enough sunlight to prosper. Therefore, the plants that are middle height, which get both enough sunlight and protection from the wind, get selected. So this is stabilizing selection. Next is a directional selection. It favors variants of one extreme. When selective pressure are working in favor of one extreme of a trait, for example, giraffes with longest neck are able to reach more leaves to each. Selective pressure will work in the advantage of the longer neck giraffe, and therefore the distribution of the trait within the population will shift toward the longer neck trait. Third mode of natural selection is diversifying selection. When selective pressure are working in favor of two extremes and against the intermediate trait, this type of selection is called as a diversifying selection. It is not so common in nature. For example, an area that has black, white and grey bunnies contain both black and white rocks. Both the trait for white and black will be favored by natural selection, since they both prove useful for camouflage. The intermediate grey does not prove as useful, and therefore the selective pressure acts against this trait. There are various examples of natural selection. For example, red bugs and green bugs. The birds prefer the taste of the red bugs, so soon there are many green bugs and few red bugs. In an ecosystem, some giraffes have long necks and others have short necks. If something caused low-lying shrubs to die out, then the giraffes with short necks would not get enough food, and after a few generations, all the giraffes would have long necks. Another example is Galapagos finches. All have different types of beaks. But during drought, the finches with the larger beaks survive better than those with smaller beaks. What do these animals have in common? They are all extinct because they have not developed adaptive capability among themselves for the change in environment. Can natural selection lead to extinction? Natural selection only allows those organisms with desirable characteristics to survive and eliminate those that do not have any desirable adaptations. Animals that have not adapted well to their environment are less likely to survive and reproduce than those that are well adapted. The animals that have not adapted to the environment may become extinct. So it is then clear that natural selection itself causes extinction. Thank you.